Let's get straight to my guest. He's George Buckley of 3M. Mr. Buckley, thank you so much for joining Bloomberg. A little bit of a shopping spree. Now, you've said that you will buy around $2 billion in acquisitions this year. So far, you've made around $720 million. Are you going to spend the rest of what you have to buy companies up?
Well, I guess so, yes. I don't think we would have said so had we not planned that.
So there are a lot of things in the pipeline. What kind of companies are you looking for?
Yes, ma'am. Well, our original interest was in healthcare and in the security business. You've seen a couple of security acquisitions so far, so we're still interested in the healthcare area. I think there'll also be some hole filling in the industrial space. You know, we have a very, very important industrial franchise, and we still see one or two opportunities there, so we'll perhaps do that too.
And the companies that you will be buying are aware of this. I mean, you have 6 months to spend $1.3 trillion, and they've agreed and said, yes, actually, this will be. So when are we going to have an announcement? In the next couple of months?
Well, over the, you know, these things don't always run exactly either to plan or on a set sequence. So you still have some due diligence that you're doing in these sorts of things. But fundamentally, all being well, they'll close, and we'll be able to announce them positively.
George Buckley, does this mean that you're actually confident about where the U.S. economy is going? We have that all-important jobs data. If you're on the acquisition trail, then it does mean that actually you don't expect the world to be in a double-dip recession.
Well, you know, I'm not an economist, although occasionally I've been in the business of forecasting. I think what it really does is show confidence in 3M, confidence in 3M's model. You know, we started off 100 and some odd years ago with the braces. Now we're in so many different segments. This is natural for us to go into these adjacent segments, and in the end, we need them to strengthen our company, get technologies that we don't have, maybe get some market presence we don't have, perhaps acquire a brand we need. They're all part of a sort of tapestry that we weave together, really with the underpinning idea of growth.
But, you know, we're here in Cernobbio. A lot of the economists are saying, well, look, if we don't have a double-dip recession, we're still going to have very sluggish growth in the United States. How do you position your company to actually either take advantage of that or not being hurt? For example, your safety and security unit, is this what is going to grow the most? Well,
there's really only a few ways you can do it. First of all, if you're in an economy grows at 3, you're likely to grow at 3, unless you do something different. You've got to either drive share, drive geography, drive perhaps different places in the pyramid, or create new markets, or move resources to markets that are growing higher. It's the only calculus that exists for growth. That's what we do. And you want to grow through acquisitions, not organically, because the economy is not strong enough? No. Our principal goal is organic, but we use the acquisitions to supplement them as an accelerant, perhaps, to help growth get a little faster, a little sooner. Is 3M hiring at the moment? It depends. In some markets that are growing fast, yes. In others, no. Are you hiring in the U.S. ahead of this jobs data? Probably the place where you'll see it is in the renewables energy area, in some abrasives area that are growing very, very fast for us, off the back of new developments, new technologies. So, you know, we're always cautious about hiring, because we want to be absolutely certain that this isn't some temporary growth spurt we see. But fundamentally, we typically hire behind opportunity, if you know what I mean. Just to make sure that actually everything's in place. Correct. So are you concerned about uncertainties in fiscal policies or in taxes in the United States? I'm very concerned about taxes, and what I think perhaps politicians don't always realize is, in the same way that, you know, when you have legal fights, I say that companies are settlement collectors, not settlement payers. It's the same with taxes. Companies are tax collectors, not taxpayers. And we don't have time on this interview, I'm sure, to go through exactly why that is, but let's just say that I am absolutely convinced high taxes destroy jobs. George Buckley, thank you so much. We'll have to invite you back on to go through the nitty-gritty, all of this.